Hello people and welcome back to a live stream from Warric. As you probably did or did not know, illfonic had a live stream last night talking about what they're going to be doing in the new Halloween game. I've actually seen it, but I'm going to actually go through the whole Q&A and live stream, and I'm going to follow along as they talk, and hopefully if you've got any questions I can give my view on it as well. So I'm going to start it off, and we're going to see what they say. I mean, I know roughly what they're going to be saying, but because I see it, but I didn't do it live last night. I had it pre-recorded, so I'm going to do it again now. So if you got anything in the chat, we can sort it out. So let's get into the stream. It's just starting, and I've got my views on some of the things they mentioned, and what I say is it's looking very, very good. What I've seen of it, there's a lot of traits from the likes of Friday the 13th in there, and there's a few questions when they ask them, I'm going to give my opinions to them as they ask them. So this stream will be starting very soon, and I hope you enjoy it. This is the illfonic developers live stream last night it was on Twitch, and there we go.
There's so much evil inside him.
Okay, back inside, everyone. Let's go, Myers.
Fueled by his rage, I shudder to think what he might be capable of.
Since when do they let them wander around?
Myers is out. Secure the gate.
This is part of the single player trailer.
Every soul unfortunate enough to cross Michael's path would suffer. No one knew of the evil that was walking among them. Unreasoning, relentless, evil. But sometimes I think the truth was something much more terrible. I wonder if perhaps Michael is able to actually move through shadows.
Ooh, awesome. Coming September the 8th. Now we'll go on with the illfonic live stream.
What is going on?
Yeah, what's going on, people?
Welcome to the first pre-launch stream for Halloween the game. My name is Miles Dompierre. I'm the social media manager over here at illfonic, and today I'm stoked to be joined by Jordan Mathewson, game director over here at illfonic.
Design director. You got the title wrong.
Oh, we got it wrong already.
Oh, because I didn't update my Slack, so it's kind of on me. But yes, I'm Jordan.
We just got demoted live on stream.
Hello.
Jordan, how are you doing on this fine Tuesday, my dude?
I mean, we're in the thick of development, so it's a lot, but this is a very important, first step in just establishing a nice, connection with the community and getting some questions answered. So I'm excited. How about you?
Yeah, I was gonna ask, are you feeling tired yet? We're in the final stretch now.
Yeah, it's been a lot, but it's always exciting to see the reception as we release different things out into the wild. Kind of what we're going to talk about today. There's just a lot of little things that just go a long way as people
I said
discover
people,
them, and
I
it
don't know if
really
you've already
fuels
seen this,
that
but they've
energy
been
as
talking
we
about the
get into the final
multiplayer, single
stretches to
player,
make sure that we're
the box
covering
sets,
all
the
of our
pre-orders,
bases
and
and
everything's going to
getting
be
all
on
the
there,
little
and
things so that when
some
we
hidden
launch, it is
things as well. So
the
I should
best
give
thing
my
we
thoughts on
can.
that as
So
well.
I'm excited.
Yeah, I do want to give a huge shout out to just all the energy and excitement we've seen from the community so far. As you touched on, it's really been infectious for us, especially as we're in this final stretch and seeing everyone so excited about what we're working on and seeing all those burning questions come in because everyone's, at this stage, I feel like they're very ready to play. And while you do have to wait a few more months,
Yes, we are ready
did
to
want
play.
touch on some
Come
of the
on,
things you can
bring
look
it
forward
on.
to with Halloween the game. So we do have a pretty exciting stream lined up for you today.
Look at that
Here's a
menu.
breakdown of the event.
Look at that agenda.
We're going to be diving into single player. We're going to be touching on the heroes of Haddonfield. We're going to be talking about some alternate costumes and cosmetics. We're going to be talking about multiplayer, maps, meta unlocks, Michael versus civilians, and last but certainly not least, our community Q&A. So a lot of stuff to touch on today, and we're excited to have you with us. So we unveiled Halloween the game as a single player and multiplayer horror experience. So I think we should kick things off today by diving into the single player component of this game.
I'm interested in that big time.
So we've given overviews of what this is through hub posts, and as you see on the screen here, an official trailer for our single player story mode. But this is essentially for us like a reimagined alternate extended cut that allows players to experience the night Michael came home from his perspective. And so we're really excited about that. And Jordan, for players diving into this for the very first time, what can they expect from the single player story mode?
Yeah, I mean, it's been really enjoyable to work with Pollard Studio.
Hopefully, it's like the 1978 film, which I'm looking forward to.
Part of what we want to accomplish with this game.
If they capture that, it will be awesome. I'll tell you.
Well,
it skates from Smith Grove Sanatorium.
Of what we can explore, but as well give people an opportunity to really get used to and understand.
Can they actually capture the shape?
So we have 6 chapters set up. A lot of this stuff we have. Like you mentioned, we had written up a good hub post that really dove into some of this, but some of the other things, sitting down with the 6 chapters, we do have multiple cinematics that there's clips of it in the trailer that kind of give an idea of what they're going to look like as you go through that tell the story and kind of connect the pieces of these chapters into what our discoveries are behind the scenes of the original film. So it's been a lot of fun piecing that together, and we've also woven a lot of tutorials and helpful moments throughout that really reinforce the different aspects of playing Michael and pieces that are really helpful to learn early on before you jump into the multiplayer.
One thing I will say though, when you hear Donald Pleasance,
yeah, go for it.
I really wish they'd have got an AI voiceover of his real voice to make it look more realistic. That's what I'd like.
Various objectives.
But it sounds good, but it would be better if they had a real voice.
While approaching towards the final movies the final scenes from the film with the babysitters. But there's also some open-ended moments that allow you to explore in a bit more depth and discover everything that each of these places has to offer, including some story-based collectibles and other little things. So we've also set up, and a good portion of it does have checkpoints as well, so that you can get in and I'll go into a bit more detail in kind of the replayability factor, but making sure that we're kind of splitting these up and giving you an opportunity to face some of the more challenging moments and be able to restart at a an easier point. So that's been a kind of the big summary of all the
My question
the main
is
gameplay
the single
aspects you
player
can
going to
expect
be
see,
more like the
and it
challenges
really does lead
in Friday the
into trying to
13th?
reinforce the
It could be sounding a bit
the
like
care
that,
we've given to make sure that
where you
these
have,
are replayable
well, you have to
experiences
do a
as well,
certain
because there
way. You have to
isn't
kill a certain way,
specific
like
right way to do this.
Jason
It's
did.
very
Will
much a
Michael have to do
sandbox
that?
approach,
We'll
as
see.
we've done with the multiplayer, and giving the direction and the tools and the main objectives, but allowing you to explore what each situation has to offer.
Yeah, as we've kind of showcased in our trailer here and teased a bit, like one of the most exciting things I think about this is that not only do you get to experience some very iconic moments from the original film that I know fans will be very stoked about, but we also have the rare opportunity to kind of introduce moments that have not been seen in the film. And I think that's a really cool opportunity for us. You touched on replayability a little bit here, but that's something I really kind of want to hone in on. Is replayability and player rewards have been really core pillars for us and the team when it comes to building this game. So when it comes to the single player story mode, what kind of things can players chase and look forward to by replaying the single player story mode?
Yeah, I mean, there's each chapter we have designated and set up multiple different types of approaches to each of the chapters, as well as
sounds good. That
chapter
does.
challenges, kind of that secondary layer.
You can do it your own way, or you can do it the way they want it to be.
Very specific ways that will unlock that. And give you a cosmetic that will then be usable in multiplayer. So it really lets you explore and discover all of the options in that, and look to find, oh, it's calling this out. I obviously need to figure out how this person needs to die. And then in order to do that, it takes a little bit of time to understand their pathing and you know what they're doing and where you need to get them close enough to. So, but yeah, like I said, it unlocks those cosmetics so that you can
there you go,
play
people.
through, get those
Play the single player, you
show
get
off that you've been
cosmetics
able
and
to
skins for the
complete these
multiplayer. So it's
different,
always best to
challenges we put before
play the single player
before the
first
player,
before playing multiplayer.
And alongside of that, different difficulties.
So you get extra things for too, and of course you learn how Michael.
Approaching each of these chapters,
you learn how Michael
or the NPCs
works.
are responding to you, how that plays out, as well as giving you a really nice layout of scores and ratings, because each time you're completing these chapters, there's a lot of factors of, you know, what was possible during the chapter, how did you complete it, was it, you know, the way Michael Myers should have completed it, or how he's best known for, and then giving you a rating that you can continually improve on and get better at.
That sounds a lot like the challenges, doesn't it, from Friday the 13th, where you had the stars come up at the end. If you do a certain challenge, you get so many stars. If you don't do it right, you fail. Is that a similarity to that?
That you're able to learn
like the challenges from Friday the 13th. Sounds a lot like that, but hopefully it's a lot better in this one.
Along with it, so we're quite excited.
Yeah, and as we've showcased at this stage, Michael's kit is very diverse. He has a lot of tools at his disposal, and some of those tools are very unique to this game. And so, yeah, that story mode also kind of reinforces like the introduction to all those skills and how to use them. And I think that'll be really exciting, so players can go into the multiplayer experience with a good understanding of how to be the best Michael they can be.
That's it. Learning a single player, dominate in the
one
multiplayer.
Other thing I did want to call out that in addition to the single player story mode, players will be able to go into single player matches as Michael as well. So you can, again, further hone your skills, further get some practice, and murder as many residents as you possibly can imagine.
Can you rank up though? Can you rank up while you're doing the single player killings?
In addition to playing as Michael Myers in the single player story mode, our single player story mode also features our cast of new, original, and returning legacy characters. They will be featured in here, and I did want to give a quick recap for those unaware of the amount of characters that we've showcased so far. But earlier this year, we started kind of introducing our community to these civilians, starting with the heroes of Haddonfield here. We have Tanya Harrison on the left, Rachel Callahan, Thomas Armitage, Jennifer Aarons, and Marcus Navarro. After that, we introduced players to our boy Eric Dunn, the loyal Nichols Hardware employee, ahead of our single-player trailer.
Yeah.
And
we know what happens to him, don't we?
We
I hope you can do.
that
I hope you can do that kill in the, like in the film.
Laurie Strode and Annie
you know the one I'm
Brackett would
talking
also
about,
be
people.
heading to this game with some exciting reimagined designs. So we have a
I'm
10
hoping
playable
this
characters
eventually is going to be a map of the sanatorium. We definitely need a map of the hospital to not go around the shape and go around the hospital in part 2. That'd be awesome.
And if you splurge and get the digital deluxe edition, we have also confirmed that Richard Hawthorne and Alexis Purcell will be available on day 1
I've
as well.
splurged twice already, people. I've bought the PC Deluxe and the PS5 Deluxe. I can't believe it.
Jordan, that's a lot of characters here. What are the team's hopes and goals with launching the game with
Would have
this
been
roster?
nice if they had any voiceovers
Well,
from
kind of two
Jamie Lee Curtis and all
approaches.
that, and they made them a bit more like Laurie Strode. But I suppose it's to do with cost of paying the actors, I'm assuming.
We've always seen there's been a deep connection between horror fans and just the victims of these films, and it makes sense. And there's a lot of just things you can take from the charisma and personality. So it's something where we really wanted to expand all these characters and make sure that they're fully voiced and have these backstories as far as who they are, what their personalities are, what they would act like, so that we could then build off of that for what their options are for cosmetics that we'll obviously get into, as well as what they're doing in the single player, where they are, what they're up to at any given point when Michael's encountering them. So it's something that was really exciting to expand on.
There is a
already kind of list of legacy
Q&A question later. I won't say it yet, my answer to it, but I think
people that live in this
there's a question in the Q&A about
exciting to craft that
Michael driving cars.
Go into detail of
I'll give my
the
answer to that
aspects, which
a bit later on.
There's so much more to we'll dive into over time, but we've already mentioned characters will have traits, little things that give them uniqueness over each other and what they're doing, as well as attributes that are built towards the characters themselves. There's been a lot of just kind of you can look at the gameplay if you see what's happening and see all the places and guess kind of the direction each of these characters are going to go when someone excels at repairing things, or someone excels at just talking to people and interacting. Some people might not excel at those things, so we really want to do a nice push and pull that also gave characters people could connect with and have fun with, because part of this is a very social game. It's about interacting with each other, it's about interacting with other people, and then ultimately watching these people die. And sometimes those screams are just a little bit more enjoyable when you know the people that are behind them.
Oh, that's one of my favorite things about this game, is just running through the streets of Haddonfield and then just hearing a scream in the distance, and then wondering whether or not, like, oh no, is that my squad mate? Somebody I love is getting murdered right now.
It's eerie, but it's so crucial to that experience, and I've loved it so far.
Yeah, I'm glad you reiterated on that, because we have touched on the fact that there will be unique reasons from a gameplay standpoint to choose these characters. But as you touched on, we also understand that people really connect to the looks and the personalities of these characters. So I think that combination of the story mode into multiplayer will really give a great view of like who these people are, and give players opportunities to get in there and role play their own little horror movies.
Mm-hmm.
So one thing we haven't really touched on at this stage is we have introduced you to these 10 and 12 civilian characters.
Yeah, but
only
some of them
their
are available on
multiplayer
the deluxe versions,
appearances, which means we haven't really shown the community how they look in the single player story mode, which is notably different.
Hopefully.
Jordan, what do you think? Should we show off some of these
six chapters in the single player? Hopefully the chapters are quite long.
Without my approval.
You're damn right.
It's going to. There she is.
First up, we have Rachel
different outfits.
Callahan in all her goth glory here.
She's a goth.
Oh yeah. I mean, I know Rachel is a fan favorite. A lot of people in the community have gravitated towards Rachel, and I get it. She is awesome. Up next, we have Marcus Navarro. Strutting his look at that, his badass.
I bet this game is going to have a lot of customization. You can do yourself. There'll be updates. There'll be different skins, different costumes, everything eventually.
They'll be loads here.
Yeah,
look at
that's straight out of the film, man, isn't it?
Look at that.
Where she spills the milk down out in the kitchen.
We are very excited about the customization, the alternate outfits, all the ways players can express themselves in Halloween the game. One thing I wanted to kind of touch base with the community on is kind of like our approach, considering the fact that we are, we are in Halloween 1. Things are based on the original film. That means we're set in the 70s. What's our team's approach to respecting that period, respecting the IP?
This is quite funny what he says
players,
in a minute.
Freedom to dress as they wish.
Yeah, I mean that's a big part of just these characters in general, is trying to find and exist in a realm of reality of this Haddonfield back in 1978, while really leaning into what makes each of their backstories unique. What kind of things are they up to on a daily basis, and kind of emulated in the same way we see the babysitters from the movie and kind of what they're up to. So we wanted to lean into that, but also we've got a lot of effort into making sure that everything aligns, in a grounded space around this time period. But there's also just expression, and we want to make sure that there's a very nice balance that moving forward, and everything that you'll see moving forward in the other outfits. This is obviously just a taste, where other characters will get similar. So it's gonna be fun, and a lot of the things that we'll make sense for the characters to wear in the time frame and period.
Yeah, a lot of people have asked what the scope of customization is. So we did want to touch on the things that you can customize. So obviously there will be alternate outfits. You'll also be able to customize civilians' hair, their eyewear, and their makeup and blemishes.
You'll be able to
customize
which
anything.
Is
very exciting. So in addition to these looks, there are multiple looks for all the civilians the players can chase down, which is exciting. So you will have a lot of opportunities.
I don't know if they're going to have any things like victory dances like they did in Friday the 13th and stuff like that.
But it's not just all about the civilians.
Or victory poses.
Right?
I don't know.
We got our boy Michael, the star of the show, arguably, and we did want to touch on some of the ways you can customize the appearance of Michael Myers.
Ooh, that's a new skin.
Smaller glimpses
that's a new skin.
These skins, but we have a look at 2 cosmetics that you can earn in game for Michael Myers. Right here we have the Sam Hain.
Looks more like the Savini skin, doesn't it, from Friday the 13th? Doesn't that look like that a bit, does it?
And we also have...
I like that one.
Little clown Michael.
The clown Michael. I do like that one. You get that on the this version,
there's going to be ways, again, Michael has a very iconic look.
Can
that
earn
mask
it
is legendary,
in the
but
game
there are
itself.
going to be some really cool things that you can chase down. I hate to be a tease, but we do have some looks I think fans of the original film are going to be incredibly stoked about at launch. So look forward to more.
They got more skins coming out.
I'm going to show you. So
could that be the original
for now
Tony Moran skin? I don't know. We'll see.
Before we dive into the multiplayer segment, I did want to call out that we will be touching on some of the other items that players can unlock and earn outside of alternate outfits in the stream as well. So stick around. But for now, let's talk some multiplayer. We've shown off all the amazing looks you can bring into multiplayer, but I think it's important we dive into the core multiplayer mode for Halloween the game. And we've dropped a multiplayer overview, and we did our best to kind of showcase what makes this game unique and special. But there are so many pieces to this game, Jordan, that I feel like you really need to hammer on, what's the unique hook with Halloween the game as a studio that's been in the asymmetrical horror space for quite some time.
Let's make sure this game is the best out of all of them.
I love the
You must have learned things from Friday the 13th and Killer Clowns. So I hope to make this great game.
And the asymmetrical games that exist, I feel it's really just scratching the surface and the opportunities that there are there, especially with the capabilities of our time now and the technology. There's just
become the boogeyman. Oh yeah.
So it's been very fun to really lean into all the pieces that we've learned in the past that we
I can't get over the
designed and
graphics,
structured
people.
this
How they've
game
done
around to
this
make it
on the
unique.
PS5, Xbox, and
I
PC.
believe
Just looks amazing.
what
They've
we've done
really
with
used the
Michael
Unreal
and
Engine
who
big
he
time.
is as a killer role in this is so impactful to what this game offers, and the ability.
I see a bit of a stalk
the shape
ability
jump
there, where you can
obviously
actually see
being a
the
huge one,
you can
is
see
being able to
the
give players
people in the
opportunity to
town. They
be
glow
the
just like it is in Friday the
drivers of
13th.
jump
There's a
scares
lot of
and being
traits
able
on
to
Friday the
sneak up
13th, which
and
ain't a bad
truly
thing.
surprise and freak people out. It's something that happened very early on as a goal for us to establish, but we really worked hard to make sure that when we went to PAX and we started actually seeing people dive in, that we were witnessing it, and it came forward there too. And the people that have seen a lot of the footage of just more shape jump, you start to see where it becomes a very skilled, unique process to get it in and around and in front of
look
people
awesome,
around
I tell
them, getting to different places to stalk. It just creates a very unique experience that is constantly
Always staring at her.
the tension of the match. And we just
that's what I wanted,
play
the shift ability where you can go inside the house without even
they're
knowing you're
quite
there.
the
That's
same
got to be
because of
awesome.
then the additional layers of this sandbox as a whole. Having these NPCs enters this entire new realm of possibility that gives players more to feed on as far as just boosting approaching them in a way that they're now beefing you up to fight on and score more points and wreak more havoc in Haddonfield, but they're also very much reactive to both sides. So there's a lot that can be done with where you're saving NPCs and trying to stay connected with them to get them out of the maps while Michael is chasing you all down and breaking you up and catching your friends, and there's just so much uniqueness that comes from that.
Yes, this game's
combination.
looking
Like you said,
amazing, Andrew. Welcome to the stream.
Just so many other things that
playing
just
back
add
what was on
those
last
layers
night and
upon
giving my
layers of
opinions
possibility to encounter.
to what I
it
see.
becomes a nice,
There's a lot of Friday the
consistent
13th
loop that
traits in
also
this
devolves-
game. A lot of things from Friday the 13th, but it ain't a bad
expands
thing.
into a lot of different crazy situations. So there's so much there.
I think there's one called the shape slide where you can actually
continue to happen.
you
once
can
we go
scan the
live. I'm so
house and you
excited
can
to
actually, if there's
see
an open
all the
window, you
different
can
things
get in the
people do
window
and
and
all the
then
different ways that
then
that we
appear
can,
in the house and come
continue
through
to
the door
improve
and
this even.
you got
So
them. It's
it's
awesome.
been fun to continue this asymmetrical genre forward, and I look forward to exploring even more of what that means. Yeah, I think that's the biggest things right there.
Yeah, and I think for us, the proof of concept has been a lot of our internal playtests where we have people who've played for hundreds and hundreds of hours getting in there and scaring each other and having those moments where Michael just gets the jump on you. You're doing something else. You feel that moment of safety and security, and then that shifts and he's just there. And being able to jump after so much playtime is just such a testament to that foundation that we built here. And I think our sandbox elements really kind of add
oh,
a
you
lot
mean
of
the
rich layers that let players choose how
Crystal
they want
Lake, the
to play
TV
this
says.
game.
Yes,
And
I did see it. It wasn't very long, but it looks
so
good.
many moments in our playtests where just absolute chaos ensues with a group, and Michael enters the scene.
I just can't believe the
everyone
detail in
scatters,
this
whether it's
in
on
the
a bike,
the
whether it's
graphics.
on
The
a
Unreal
car,
Engine
and
5
there's
is
just so
really
much
being pushed here.
pandemonium, just like quintessential classic horror movie moments, and that's the stuff I'm so stoked to see when this game is out in the wild.
I agree.
So some other outside of the core multiplayer experience, outside of matchmaking, I do want to just kind of quickly rattle through some
private games
and
and all that, I
features.
think.
Some of these we've already touched on previously, but outside of matchmaking, you will be able to load into private matches.
There you
with up
go,
to 5
private
players,
match.
Play with your friends.
Lovely.
We are going to allow duplicate civilians, so don't worry if someone chooses your main. Even though we do have a pretty robust roster, if you want to stack that lobby, that's fine. We're going to allow duplicates, which is awesome. And we will also have an in-game friends list and crossplay for this as well.
That's what
I did want to call out cross progression because we've had some questions.
There we go.
That we don't currently have plans for cross.
That's the only thing I don't like, because if I play it on the
crossplay
PC,
available on all
then I jump on the PS5, my progression would not be saved on it. It'd be separate.
Jordan,
Which you
anything else
can't,
we want to
which I
touch on
don't
in
think you can
multiplayer?
actually do that on Friday
Yeah,
the
last
13th
thing,
either,
just
so
to-
it's not
to
too bad. As
acknowledge
long as I can play it with
and,
multiple
say
people like on the
queuing,
PS5 and the
there-
Xbox,
we
that's
understand there's
okay.
importance around addressing that, and We will talk about it at a later date, closer to launch, because we know that it obviously is a big part of how people play these games, and we've been just.
Did you actually watch this last night, Andrew? Because there's actually something in it which will upset a lot of people later on. But it didn't upset me, but I had a feeling it wasn't going to come. Something to do with the multiplayer beta or beta, as they call it.
We're not splitting up parties. I think that's just kind of something that's kind of in tandem there that I think is good to call out for that situation.
Yeah, and that is very important. If a squad groups together, they don't have to worry about being separated in the matchmaking.
Come here, Michael.
I know, very important for a lot of people. So appreciate you touching on that.
I do wish they would have got the actual voice from Donald Pleasance and ask his family to use his voice so they can use AI to produce it and then put it in the character to make it look more realistic.
We've also shown 3 distinct maps
Haddonfield Heights
that all your multiplayer shenanigans will unfold in, and that all started with,
as I said earlier in the stream, I hope there's going to be eventually a map of the hospital, a map of the sanatorium. Hospital's got to be in there. I know it's Air Part 2, but come on, you've got to have the hospital map.
Which is home to Nichols Hardware and the bustling cultural downtown of Haddonfield. And we also have Orange Grove Estates, which is the upscale neighborhood home to the Wallace and Doyle residences.
Yeah. Tommy Doyle, that's your house.
Jordan, outside of unique visual flavor, how are we ensuring that each of these maps look and feel distinct?
Thing is, these maps are so big.
Yeah, this.
I hope we're going to have things like outside as well, environmental kills, so we can actually go to the swing or something and smash his face in on a swing or something like that. There's got to be big environmental kills outside, just like it was in Friday the 13th, and I'll be sold on it.
Haddonfield from 1978. There's a guiding light there as far as what we were trying to accomplish, but. That's from an aesthetic point. It also comes into the gameplay in a sense that a lot of the things that we're designing from the sandbox perspective is trying to think about the possibilities of what it's like to actually run around a neighborhood. There's a lot of times from my childhood I can remember, I wasn't alive in the 70s, but
yeah, I like that. He's making a game based on the 70s, and he wasn't even born. I was
familiar with just the culture of being outside and getting in trouble.
But it looks like he's got it right though. He weren't born in the 70s. I was born in the 69.
So I wanted to make sure that we were recreating what it felt like to do that, which then in turn had to make sure that the look, the spacing, the feel of the actual neighborhood needs to make sense as we expand into more commercially kind of influenced areas. Like all these pieces need to fit what would exist in Illinois in the 70s. And then as we looked at that and got kind of that really good sense of the types of locations, it was about really breaking down the types of structures.
The pre-orders.
The types of structures are a big part of the gameplay. Once you look at it, there's obviously a very big difference between external outside gameplay and internal structure gameplay. So each of these maps has different types of structures. Some of them have houses. There's varying degrees of single story. I
think there's going to be a lot of places to hide, especially outside. Michael hides behind the hedge and all that.
Places that
people are going to definitely, they're going to try and do that thing where Michael's standing on the path and he stands out and he moves away from the path and disappears. They're going to try and make scenes from the film, which is good.
But also leveraging things like I mentioned, second story houses is it's a huge thing for gameplay, because now you've got a whole dynamic where there is a second story window you can jump out of, or a balcony you can leap off of, that creates a final moment of
we're going to get the scene where Michael gets shot through the balcony and then falls onto the ground. I shot him 6 times. I shot him in the heart.
Hedges, fences.
We've got to have that scene in the single player.
Roads,
awesome.
It's
got to be there.
Is obviously a big portion, just because of the fact that Michael relies on. That is obviously a bad thing for his traversal, and in portions where he's trying to navigate through that, lit up areas are much more difficult to navigate.
Graphics, though, I can't fault him on the graphics of the house. Houses are so intricate and so precise. The detail is amazing on the environments outside and inside the houses.
that is additionally flavored with the visual aspects that make these locations different each time. So it's very
September
fun
the
to
8th
be able
or
to have
September the
this type
4th,
of variety,
because I could have got the
so
deluxe
that each
version. I'll
time
be
you're
able to play
playing,
it
there's
earlier.
a lot to
So
explore and learn about these.
I can't go
It's not
quick
going to be
enough,
something
Halloween.
there's map knowledge that needs to be learned from where you need to go and where you can get
illfonic
through
are really
fences
pushing
and
the
where
boat out with
nearest
this.
phone location is going to be. There's just a lot of little things like that, on top of the fact that we have randomized a lot of gameplay throughout that as well, to just further increase the just feel that these are different each time you play them. So hopefully that kind of boils down to what we're looking at, but that's how I see these from what we've developed.
Yeah, I know the team was very excited to reveal Orange Grove Estates because there's some really great verticality to that map. Not only the multi-story houses, but as you can tell in that fly-through, there is this big hill in one section of the map that overlooks the lower section, and it's got this great flow and energy, and it affects line of sight. And with
the park,
Michael,
too, like that open space is big.
I mean, I've got a feeling this
Michael's
game
ability to just
will be my go-to
game.
Like,
that line of sight is
when
so
it comes
important to the
out.
design. And
it may even overtake my beloved Friday the 13th, what we'll see. But the game is looking very good. And
feel very distinct.
I can't wait to get on to the multiplayer.
Yeah, the amount of
but I will be playing mainly the single player first to get through that, then go on to the multiplayer.
That he
I know a lot of people will play the multiplayer straight away, but I won't. I'll play single player first.
The true inner workings of Midwestern culture and layouts and infrastructure. Like, there's so much that goes into that, but at the end of the day, it comes forward in a very nuanced place where you don't even think about it. It's kind of second nature to a lot of us to walk through these places and see them occupied, and we really wanted to make sure that was coming through.
Perfect. Yeah, I think players are going to be very excited when they get to really explore these play spaces for themselves.
I'll tell you, there's going to be loads of places to hide in the bushes.
This game to ensure that
the jump scares should be off the map, really. It should be big time, because you can hide anywhere inside the house, outside the house. You know,
so when you
should be able to
every single map has the
it should make the game scary.
And it changes not only
because you should be able to jump anywhere. You can shape shift and everything.
And so what elements,
or shape slide later you'll see it later in the video, into the house and walk out and grab somebody. That scares the shit out of people.
Different aspects are pretty straightforward in that it's
especially with a voice chat, it's going to be awesome.
It creates an entirely different ambiance for these locations.
Remember, people, if you like what you see, please drop a like and follow, and give me some hearts on TikTok. Thank you.
Of the rain muffled outside, and seeing it run down the windows, that type of stuff is just it changes the look. But it also makes it harder.
The weather effects, that's good, but that didn't really impress me much, because we had weather effects in Friday the 13th. We had rain. Sometimes we was going to have snow, but I say in the modded versions, but there was weather effects in that, which will make a difference in the game when you're playing multiplayer.
The breathing of Michael in every situation, so it definitely puts you on your toes, and it gives you a little something to switch up each of these. And once again, we've tried to keep this grounded in Illinois 1978. Let's try and look at the weather patterns that are.
I know one thing. I hope when you're streaming the game, like content creators like I am, the Halloween music and all that, I hope it's actually been stream clear, whitelisted, so we don't keep getting content IDs on the soundtrack, because it's from the film when you'll get content IDs. I just hope the developers actually whitelist the music so we don't get stripped for it.
Off in the distance, just drenched in the rain. That and you saw it in our multiplayer overview trailer. We were very excited about showcasing like how tough he looks in that situation. So yeah, there's some great flavor to that. All right, up next we are going to talk a bit about meta unlocks. We do have plans to have a
when I first see this meta unlocks, I thought it was something to do with VR.
But we did want to spend some time today talking about some of the other pieces that you can unlock in this game, outside of alternate outfits. And we're going to start with
profile backgrounds and profile icons. Have your own icons and backgrounds on your cards.
So in Halloween the game, players are going to have the opportunity to unlock these items by completing various challenges.
I've got to admit, the customization in this game for everything is off the charts. They've really gone for it now, which is good because it makes the game more to achieve in the game. You play the game more to unlock things, so I think it's good.
So outside of something like profile icons, backgrounds, what other layers are we adding to that chase and that hook for Halloween the game?
Yeah, I mean, this is
one thing I
think
I'm happy for at the moment is they haven't mentioned
over time for this one,
the horrible thing in it, microtransactions. It hasn't been mentioned, and I hope it doesn't, because what I've been hearing is some of the characters are with the deluxe, with the disc version. You still unlock them even if you're playing the game, so you don't have to pay for them extra. So that's good.
Each civilian will have their own levels. Each of these are gained by obviously playing with those characters, and then as well as starting weapon levels for Michael. He'll be able to select a starting weapon after unlocking them with the correct killer level, of course, and then be able to level those weapons up as he's using them, which unlocks other things I'll get to in a second. We have a lot of progressive challenges for each of the different killer skins, as well as each of the different civilians. So each of those have.
I'm assuming they'll release things like avatars for the Xbox and PlayStation, so you can change your Game Pass avatar, and on the same on your PSN account to a Halloween game if you want. I'm assuming that's coming.
I'm going to unlock a lot of things in relation to that, as well as sprinkling in things like the profile cards and banners, and giving you things unique to that experience. Passive challenges as well, just kind of an overall just tracker of a lot of your different things that are pretty common. We've set up different books.
What I've seen this of the game, what they're talking about, is very impressive at the moment.
To test and play a lot of different features.
I know a lot of people want to play the game on an open beta, but
can then customize
we'll see what happens when they carry on with the Q&A.
A lot of the big things for where you'll be unlocking these things. But there's also things like experience that you'll get, as well as different executions, tints, and things.
There you go. You can unlock different executions. But as I keep saying earlier, people, there's a lot of things from Friday the 13th. Unlocking executions and skins, which ain't a bad thing. It's going to satisfy a lot of Friday the 13th fans, just like myself. So I do like that.
More of this metagame stuff, but civilian.
A lot of the moves from Michael, like the shift jump or the shift slide and stuff like that, which you'll see later.
All the gameplay you've seen them.
A lot of that's traits from Friday the 13th, which worked and worked well.
Solid dive into those, but essentially at a high level, they are. You have a perk inventory on your menu that you'll be able to roll for perks and get different perks that you can then equip to decks, and those decks are what you equip to your characters going in, so that is what, when you're earning those perks in game, that's where it's drawing from, because there's just a lot of things we wanted to make sure are not getting too competitive, and this is one of those aspects where we feel like we can take a nice casual.
Yeah, you're going to be able to have some bragging rights, people. Look at him, how many hours he's played of Michael and all that. You see
we'll dive into those more later.
That's what you're going to hear later, I think.
To bolster your perk decks,
where'd you get that skin from? You must have lived on it.
Stuff like situations, you equip them to your different characters and jump in to try and survive. So there's kind of the big things that I can think of besides all the cosmetics and things. There's just a lot to unlock everywhere, so we're really excited to see people jump in, and we want to definitely put some of those really special Michael skins and different things that we feel are noteworthy. We want to make sure we put them in a place that is rewarding to get to, and you can be in multiplayer and brag about the faect that
there we go
here. Make sure people see
some stunning skins from Michael that you can only get by really prestiging the game and stuff like that.
That's going to be very, very impactful.
There you go.
Crucial
to work for.
Multiplayer peacocking experience that we all know and love.
Yeah, we definitely want some unlocks that you can bring into the lobby and just flex.
Yeah.
We've
Look
joked
at
about how
me.
we want the cos.
You ain't got
we
this
want those
skin. Oh, I
items
have.
that
Yeah,
when you
we
see
know.
in the lobby, you say, "Oh no, I know exactly how much this person's played."
And you also know
Halloween
that
the
person's
game,
going to be
just
shit hot as
increasing that
Michael
level of
Myers if
fear.
he's got a real top skin. You can only do it
So
by
yeah, as you touched on,
playing
there
for
are
about
a lot of
100 hours or
systems
something.
and layers to the overall meta game in Halloween the game, and because of that, like I touched on, we are going to break those out more specifically. But I think it was important to really touch on high level all the things you can look forward to, and there are a lot of elements that are going to give you stuff to kind of chase and earn and feel good every time you play this game. So the next section we're going to dive into are some of the dynamics between Michael versus civilians when it comes to abilities and that kind of.
This is going to be interesting because we've seen the problems with Friday the 13th, haven't we? Where people just go around bullying Jason Voorhees and knocking him down and all that, bullying him. They actually will address this in the next bit. So listen to the Q&A. Hopefully they will sort that out. So make Michael a menacing killer, like Jason should have been. And stop these people mucking about and just spoiling the game for everybody else.
Play this game for the first time. They got to use detection pulse. They got to try
detection pulse there.
They got to really go hands on with Michael to get a feel for that. What you'll notice in this clip that we're running here is some differences if you played at PAX or if you saw footage from PAX.
It's going in
to detection pulse and shape jump and how they operate.
He's inside
Jordan,
now. Now he can kill somebody. Let him know he's in there.
Kind of really speak to
there it goes.
How a player would use detection pulse and shape jump to put pressure on civilians, and then on the flip side, how civilians could fight back against that.
Yeah, it was
detection pulse
really
is a lot like
the
old stalk and all that, isn't it? In Friday the 13th, but
how powerful different things
if something works, use
ideas and kind of understandings from play testing as to where things were going, and we had kind of established those routes for where we were going to step next. But ultimately, we wanted to see everything in action at PAX before we made any big moves. But being able to see it confirmed pretty much everything we were feeling, which is always a good feeling, of course, that you're on the right track. But essentially it came down to really
I think they do talk about something to try and make Michael not so
very powerful.
They give something to the civilians, like these little totems or something, or pendants or something. You find these in the game, you can seriously slow Michael Myers up, but they'll talk about that later.
Close to people. So we wanted to make sure that this allowed for a couple layers. One being the fact that inside of a structure, it marks the structure instead of your specific location. We felt it was very important that Michael had to understand that they're in something, but now that they're in there, he's got to get in up close, figure out what part of the house they're in, and then actually do his thing. So that was a big balance. There's also been some more work into allowing you to find the blind spots as a civilian, so that when you are aware that detection pulse is happening, there's a few things you're going to be able to do to kind of avoid or at least deter the outline that's placed on you, to try and avoid and evade that. I believe the one other thing we did is when you're inside of a house and trigger it, once again, it still is just showing you that there's someone in there rather than giving you the exact location. So there's safety in houses, and that was the kind of next big part of this, was how we were approaching shape jump and how there was a little bit too much accessibility in that build into houses.
I also heard that
as
a thing, if you're trying to survive against Michael, if you're in a house and you turn all the lights on,
he's outside,
he can't detect. He can't do this.
35
he can't detect
45
it.
seconds
So it's best to keep the lights on. Keep the lights on. He can't detect you.
It was more.
That's what I hear later in the Q&A. But like it says,
there's
so things you can use to your advantage to get the drop on Michael
for a little bit. It's not the entire time, but at least gives you this reprieve so that you can loot really quick, find a hiding spot, maybe recruit somebody really fast to help you fight back. There's just multiple things that we wanted to give that breathing room. So we blocked off any window or door that is under the influence of light in a room.
There it goes, back to the light.
Michael found a room that wasn't lit, that he was able to get inside this laundry room. So civilians that
the room was in the darkness, he can get in. If the room had the lights on,
make sure all
turn the lights on.
That's your layer.
He can't get in it.
protection.
So that's
from the
what you do. You have to turn on all the lights in the house, and then you know Michael can't slip into the house.
Added this
nice little tip.
It's really worked out nicely for what we've added, and I'm excited to see it in action. It really paces through the encounters better, and then gives Michael another.
So you look at it, he's walking into a room where all the lights are on, but that room he shifted into didn't have a light on, so he could shift into it.
That maybe that's enough to deter him for a little bit, and he goes elsewhere to find another target. So there's been a lot that we've gone into making sure that these are feeling solid and also play very nicely together, and we can also get a little bit more. We'll walk through eventually more of the countermeasures and things that civilians can take to prevent these things from happening. Fight back a little bit more.
It really gives civilian players a false sense of security, I think, and it really kind of feeds into that goal of creating that immersive.
So you can see where they are, all that red mist
here,
in the house. He knows they're in there, but he doesn't know specifically where they are in the house. But that's why he's trying to search for a place to get in. If the lights was on, he wouldn't be able to get in, but that light was off, so he can get in.
You're safe. Oh no! You forgot to turn on this light, and Michael's inside the house.
There you go.
And so,
you don't turn the lights on, he can get in.
Feel more like a fortress. Remember that. And they feel like you're safe. You're safe inside these walls. You're never really safe if you're not playing your cards right. So I think that's a really fun dynamic.
Yep. It's been playing really well. I've been enjoying it, and the moments that come out.
So if you notice, as he went round the house, every window had a red mist on it until he got to the one which had the lights turned off, and then he could get in. If it's got the mist on it, he can't get in it.
Get out of Michael's path.
I mean, blasting through a window, it feels good every time. You know?
Oh yeah, every time hurts, but whatever.
So another ability we demonstrated at PAX East, but we haven't really touched on officially. We haven't really communicated this much outside of it was something that existed in the PAX build, was an ability called Shape Slip.
This is it. This looks awesome, people.
Walking up to
Watch
a house,
this. Look at him.
Looking into a window.
He's
Again, lights
scoping.
are off. Somebody made a mistake.
They are
There's
green
a
light.
running back and forth. We have the noise pings.
Now.
He sees a closet.
It highlighted the closet, didn't it?
From there, he's able to shape slip inside of the
closet. He shifts into it.
And then get the
and then he can jump out and grab you. That's what I call...
Jordan,
a fucking jump scare and a half, that is. You do that all the time. You will scare the shit out of everybody playing in the game. You can shape-shift.
I really watched closely. I wanted to see if anyone found it at PAX, because I was like, okay, someone's got to see.
Didn't even know he was there.
I think in one of the original multiplayer
he's stalking. He looks for where they are, and then he looks for an image of a wardrobe. It highlights in a minute. There, now he can shift straight into it. Fucking awesome. And then you jump out, kill the fucker, scare the shit out of him on the microphone.
Which has that quick move forward and gets you maneuvering pretty quickly. But Shape Slip gives you the opportunity.
That's it, Shape Slip. She's slipping into the house without him knowing it. Shape Slip.
Killer sense. So you can Shape Slip in Shape Jump. So if you're in Shape Jump and you're moving around, you see a hiding spot that's a little ways away, you aim at it, you can jump into it.
So you can go around the map in Shape Jump, stalking round. You see a house, Shape Slip, straight in, bang, kill them.
Get you into
fucking awesome
hiding spot. And those hiding spots are all around the map. There's car doors that you can use.
I hope you can actually get in a car. If someone's hiding in a car, you get behind them and slit their throat and all that. That'd be fucking awesome.
Connection to it, you're going to be able to shape slip into it and allow you to jump out and really scare people. Especially if
this is what I mean about the jump scares people. People will be utterly shitting themselves if you get somebody who can actually play Michael Myers correctly. Fucking awesome. They had it in Friday the 13th with the stalk ability, where you stood outside the windows and they got out the windows and you grabbed them. But this is really like that stalk ability on steroids.
That ultimate jump scare machine that we're building.
Yes, absolutely. So, like you said, we were lurking at PAX East, waiting and watching to see. There's two things: Shape Slip and then we had the flamingo execution that I was just waiting, waiting all PAX East. I did see a couple, so I was like, okay, perfect. But yeah, I do want to give out a huge shout out to everyone who joined us at PAX East as well. It was a really great opportunity for the team. We met so many excited players, and we got to see those kind of jump scare moments in person and see people literally scream out loud while playing this game. And as you touched on, I think that kind of reinforces a lot of the goals the team has. But again, really grateful for all the people who came out, played, left feedback, and kind of joined us for that experience. One more Michael ability we want to kind of reinforce here, and we've shown this ability taking out a fleeing car. And that is the blackout ability.
Oh, yes.
This is a very versatile
blackout is good.
move in
You're in a
Michael's
house
kit.
and somebody's
So
trying
not
to
only can it
escape.
shut off
You hit the
lights,
blackout
kill
and it closes the
flashlights,
doors
kill
instantly so they can't escape.
automobiles. As you'll see in this clip here, there's a civilian inside the house. Oh, the door's open. I'm going to make a break for it. I'm going to sprint outside. Michael says, no, I'm sorry.
No.
Blackout ability closes that door, temporarily locks the door, and then
There she
gives
goes.
Michael
Doors
that
locked.
chance
Yeah,
to
blackout.
close
Bang.
the distance and grab that civilian.
Awesome.
So blackout ability in a lot of ways feels like a very important component of Michael's kit. How can players use this outside of what we talked about? And then how can Michael use this again as a killer who's known for not known for his speed? How can he use this to kind of like keep that pressure on civilians?
I mean, you covered a lot of it, and we've shown a lot of it. It's got a lot of uses to deter and prevent. And I think one thing that a lot of people have kind of caught on to, if you're kind of reading between the lines here, is blackout is that it gives you an extra chance to get into shape jump and get in and out of shape jump. It provides that moment where you're shutting off everything around you and giving yourself the opportunity to get away or slip back and forth to really surprise people. So having the ability to shut the doors and kind of catch people off guard with that, like being able to hit the car in its vicinity, there's just a lot of ways that allow you to use it, and then in combo with some of these other abilities to really make those moments happen, while not being super.
I'll tell you, Michael has got, and they said
not super offensive.
They do say he's got more of these little perks as well, but they're not going to talk about them. So
different ways, and honestly,
they've really
always new
made
things that
Michael Myers the ultimate killer.
When games
because
like
people
this,
are going to be scared shitless, especially when he starts stalking and jumping out of cupboards and all that. You're going to shit yourself.
Working, but aren't always fully revealed to our.
It's going to bring the horror and the jump scares back to the game, which it should do.
What that holds for us.
Yeah, calling back to some of our previous examples, in the scenario with detection pulse and shape jump, let's say those lights are on and your blackout ability is not on cooldown, you can create openings and opportunities to get inside these houses as well. And then civilians, they'll know when it's going off, and that will create that kind of fear and that panic because they know Michael can be anywhere at this stage now. And I think that's a really great piece of his kit. You know, I hate to be a tease.
There we go.
But, I mean,
teasing more abilities.
Hate to be a tease.
No, not at all. I love it. I
We're going to tease some more just to piss you off now. What's
We've
this?
only shown a portion of Michael's kit thus far. We've shown, in my eyes, a pretty strong suite of his abilities, but there are a lot more options for players that are going to be available at launch that can really help you customize how you want to play Michael. And we're excited to show those at a later date.
Yeah. So there's going to be more perks to do as well. So
Michael's looking pretty strong, right? He's looking like a force of nature.
How do you defend against it?
We've shown that civilians can fight back. They can get weapons. They can get guns. They can combat Michael. But it seems like maybe the deck is stacked against them a little bit because his kit is strong. But we did want to introduce.
This is what I was talking about, the tokens. Listen to them now.
This concept of
you find these, you can actually
items in this world
fight back
and
big
in
time.
these play spaces, which will give civilians a chance to fight back Michael's seemingly overwhelming power. Jordan, do you want to talk a little bit about what these mean? And I know we are intentionally keeping a lot of this secret until launch, just as a heads up. If you want more info ahead of launch, we're not really going to give it to you. But what can we talk about today when it comes to these mysterious items?
These are something that we're not giving a lot of info on because they're, like you'd said, they're purposefully something we want people to explore and discover. They're rare, and they're things that will appear in the loot pool and do things that might affect Michael a little bit more than a regular household item. It's just something that we want.
Yeah, you get hold of them and you can upset the shape big time. You've got to find them in the map, though, I'm assuming.
Instances where these may save you and your friends from imminent death, and we wanted to make sure those opportunities existed beyond just what you're fully capable of doing with all the other items. So it throws a little bit of an extra wrench in Michael's gears, and we were excited for people to explore what these do.
Yeah, when it comes to our randomized loot pools, I think items like
I
this
suppose
really
in a way they randomise, as it says, randomise them per game, so they're probably in different places all over the map, and you've got to find them. You find them, you can actually
life and death in the game. So
sort Michael out. But I suppose they're automatically randomised on each game.
We have our community Q&A. But before we dive into all of that, I do want to take a quick second to just touch on some pre-order information, recap the different editions, and touch on some frequently asked questions about the different versions. So let's dive into that real quick. Halloween the Game is launching on September 8th, 2026 on Xbox Series X and S, PS5, Steam, and Epic Game Store. Pre-orders for the digital edition are available now. If you pre-order the standard edition of the game, you get that awesome animated Phantom Michael Myers skin.
Phantom Michael skin.
We also have a digital deluxe edition available.
That's what I bought on
that
PS5 and PC, people. Both versions
the
of deluxe.
Michael Myers skin, and Richard
I
and
may
Alexis.
even buy the this version when it comes out, just for the collector's edition, just to collect the game.
There will be an upgrade available at launch as well. The items such as Inmate, Richard, and Alexis are exclusive to that version. So you will either need to pre-order the digital deluxe edition or buy the digital deluxe edition at launch to get those characters. Phantom Michael Myers is a digital pre-order exclusive. Just wanted to reiterate that and confirm that that will not be available post-launch. And that is a digital pre-order exclusive. So that's not something that is going to be available post-launch. That is an incentive and a reward for the people supporting the game on day one. We also have, more recently, we announced, arguably for some people who want to play this game as soon as possible, the most important part of the digital deluxe edition upgrade is early access to the game starting on September 4th.
Yes, that's when I'll be playing it and streaming it.
Next up, we have some physical editions. Last week, we unveiled our physical editions for Halloween the Game that will be coming a little bit later in the year. They're launching on October 6th, 2026, and that's going to be on PS5 and Xbox Series X. That includes a game poster, that includes the game disc, and it includes advanced access to the Michael Myers clown skin and 2 civilian cosmetics. Just to clarify on the advanced access and what that means, that essentially means you get instant access to these skins. Players who do not purchase this can still earn those skins in-game by completing challenges. And we also have
a
limited collector's edition. And I will emphasize the limited.
Yeah, you can't get hold of it anymore, can you? That's
as we've seen from the conversations online, yes, people have been very excited about this.
The Q&A is coming up soon, people.
Everything you see on the screen here.
There's a question somebody asked about Michael driving the cars.
Advanced access to a few
it
other
didn't say
skins.
if you can drive the cars in multiplayer or single player. I'm assuming it's going to be single player because if it's multiplayer, you'd have Michael driving around killing everybody in the car.
Again,
it's not going to happen, is it?
Again, that it is very limited. So just a heads up.
Because he does drive a car in the film, doesn't he? So it's in the single player, I'm assuming. But we'll see. We'll see what
Jordan,
he says.
The community Q&A of our developer Q&A stream has finally come. So a few weeks ago, we put out a call to the community to get all your burning questions about this game. And we put out a thread on Reddit. We got some questions from socials, and we had hundreds of responses.
And the number one question is,
drop those questions.
You probably know what it is, people.
Kind of go through.
Is there going to be an online beta or beta?
Touched on a lot of those questions,
and I'll let him
at
answer
the end
that.
here, we did want to touch on some other burning questions from the community. So let's get into it. First question from
Will we get a
That,
Discord?
My Kitty X, will we get a Discord server? And yes, we are launching the Halloween the Game official Discord server on July 22nd. So keep your eyes on our socials for
get
the
into
official
that
announcement there,
Discord,
and a link
the official
to
one.
join that Discord. Next up, can we expect a content roadmap at launch, asks Haunt Knight. So right now we are focused on kind of stressing and showcasing what is available in this game on day one. Jordan has touched on in previous interviews, and we've mentioned that, yes, we do have a very exciting slate of content planned for after launch, but we are not going to be discussing that until a little bit later and closer to launch.
Now, will that be free content or will that be paid microtransaction content? You decide.
Importance No 1608 asks, will there be a beta? Unfortunately, no. We do not have plans for a beta.
Oh, that's really good upset beta. You can't play it on multiplayer beta. But I think, tell the truth, I think there will be. I reckon about the end of July, August, because they'll have to stress test the servers, and sometimes they'll bring one out. I reckon they will, but they're saying they're not. But I reckon there will be one a few weeks before launch.
You want me to answer this one? Is that what you meant by that?
I can take it if you want.
No, I got it. It just had your logo.
How important is maintaining continuity going to be in the future? Cosmetics in terms of style.
I mentioned it before, but there needs to be strike a really good balance between the period accuracy, franchise authenticity, and making sure.
I'm hoping they do release some content from part 2 at least. We've got to have a map of the hospital, and we've got to have the sanatorium map. So I think these maps will be released later because they've got to do part 2.
Absolutely, that's the ultimate goal, is making people excited about how they look in the game.
And of course, more skins for Michael.
Plenty Photograph 4 asks, will the face of Michael Myers on the inmate outfit be blurry like the pre-order images, or are you guys waiting to reveal what his face will look like? The face of Michael Myers will remain blurred throughout the story mode and when you use that skin in multiplayer. So you're not going to see his face. That is representative of what it's going to look like in game.
He's the shape. He has no face.
Jordan, Zach Rods asks, what kind of play style are you hoping to make the game for? Casual or competitive, or a mix of both?
What a great question. There's a long, lengthy answer to this. I'll try not to yap too much.
We both won it.
Ultimately, I think the focus and the approach is casual. Like, there's something to what this game is on the form of a social and matchmaking experiences around interacting with other people, having fun, like having those encounters. But we also want to make sure that we're balancing and making all of our gameplay fit for people that want to sweat and like have those moments where they go back and forth. But we don't want that intruding into and building a situation where people that are just trying to enjoy the game are getting completely overshadowed by people that really have a lot of different pieces of knowledge of the game, as well as just stacking in certain directions. That's why I kind of mentioned the perks being a bit more casualized in our approach, is we didn't want to create a situation that was fully reliant on people's decision-making process to build these very specific things, more so giving them the tools to play the game and find those variations and nuance. So it's much more about a casualized experience that leans into the horror, that leans into the jump scares, leans into the matches unfolding in fun and interesting ways, and then also having just a robust approach to every feature we have that allows the more competitive people to find those little nuances of killer skill and civilian skill, so that they can have those moments that they.
In other words, what he's saying is you can play it casually, or you can get into it and to be more competitive if you want to play it that way. I'll mainly be playing it for fun.
I want to preface.
You've got your you've got your own preferences how you play the game.
Watching everything, like we will never hope to garner and gain the sample size needed to do anything huge right now. But the second it's out there in the wild and people are playing, and there's more just minds at work, discovering all the possible combinations of gameplay, we're never gonna really be able to hit that until the game is out there. And from there, it's about analyzing what's happening, understanding the issues, understanding anything that we need to balance back into place to kind of fit what I've been talking about, but also reading the community feedback. There's a period of marination time that happens for
what I've seen people of this, of the game itself, what you actually can do, it looks awesome. If it carries on like it is, it could be the ultimate asymmetric multiplayer game on the market. May even defeat Dead by Daylight. Let's hope.
Locations that you go to collect loot, and until that's fully kind of in a general state for the population, you're not getting a real accurate representation of the balance. So excuse me, we're going to be watching closely. We're going to be making adjustments accordingly, and we're going to be keeping all feedback in mind as we do so. And I want to make sure any updates that we do make in the future off of this kind of initial balance pass and what we release is very much transparent as to why we're making the choices, because there's so many sorry, I've been talking a lot, so throat's not being kind to me, but there's so many different choices to make, and we want to make sure that as we're making those, it makes sense, it has a reason, it's doing something that's bringing us back to the core of what we're trying to accomplish. So it's a very in-depth and nuanced thing, and the reason I'm saying these things is because the people that really care, I want you to know that we're ready to react, and we've built a better infrastructure.
All I hope is
we've had in the past.
What really happens when you get a new multiplayer game when it first starts is everybody hits the servers, and the servers can't handle it. So I hope they put enough servers on to deal with the people who's trying to play it, preferably on September the 4th and on launch day, so people don't get stuck,
including all the
can't connect to the server. They need to make sure they've got enough servers to deal with the people who's going to play the game online.
Give us a sense of where things are at. Don't want to fully rely on those because this is video games, and it's about there is some feel here. So there's a lot going on here, and I apologize for going long on this, but it's very important, including kind of what we'll talk about in this next question as well.
Yeah, no, it's very important. And we had a lot of conversations very early on in this project about, that foundation, and how do we build a foundation that allows us to implement and adjust based on player feedback, based on how we feel. I don't want to say more rapidly, because as you touched on, we want to give appropriate time to these decisions and make sure these decisions are the right decisions for the game. But that foundation for us is so much stronger. And I think that's going to make the kind of relationship between how we update and message much more streamlined this time around. So we're all very excited about, getting this out in the wild and having those conversations with the community.
Yeah, exactly.
And the next question, this is a big one. This is a big one in this genre.
Yeah, last time.
Oh yeah, you got some yapping to do, mister. All right, this comes from Death Cube K318.
There we go.
How do you plan to combat the threat of bully squads in this
like
game?
It happens
bully
in Friday.
Squads,
bullying Jason, knocking him down. How do you stop it in this game? Sort it.
It's
bully
a fun
squads.
One
we don't want that.
The challenging part about building a sandbox is like there's not a wrong way to play it. Like you can't tell people, especially people that are playing online, no, you can't play this way.
You can.
It's
play any way they want.
So I took this one on myself very early on as we were designing the combat systems, as we were designing the character status effect systems and ability systems. There's an emphasis on
got to make Michael as powerful as you can, so nobody tries to bully him.
As well as the countermeasures that we need to be able to have in place to be able to give the players the opportunity to go all out and not restrict them from doing anything, but allowing Michael to rise to the occasion, quite literally in some circumstances. But the bullying thing is it's an unavoidable thing, but through our general infrastructure that we built of the game itself, the design practices we put in place around the game mode itself, implementation of NPCs. There are situations where there's a lot of NPCs that can exist. Like you can get cops, and
with too many of them
follow you. So there was always going to be the fact that there's a lot to carve through for Michael, and in some circumstances a lot in one place. So we made sure that he was given abilities that counteract that. Reality tear was a big part of it. It's a very easy get out of jail free type of situation, but we also have certain measures that are in place around pacing out the downing. Like I know we have bloodthirst that kind of gives him the strength over time, but when we're talking about people that
he's selling more perks there, bloodthirst, so that's, you didn't talk about that one, the bloodthirst
we need to make sure that's a little bit more difficult than just it being a thing that you can do. It's got to have those steps of knocking him down so many times and making sure you have an authority figure, whether that be a cop or Loomis, and then having to play a mini game in order to get him before he gets back up. There's layers there that happen. So making sure that's difficult to access relies on a very favorable RNG of what you're finding and what you're gathering, perks that you're getting. There's moments that'll open up and be possible, but we really want to deter that early on. When you're trying it, it's a risky proposition. Michael needs to be powerful in this game.
Yeah, he needs to be powerful, and you've got to be frightened of him. If you're not frightened of him,
losing to and
the scareness, the jump scares are gone, aren't they? He's got to be the dominant killer. And you've got to be scared of him and run away.
And that is an important aspect of truly fearing him. So all of these pieces that I've kind of described, as well as just a more robust combat system, the different melee things that we have in place to pace out and detect connections and make sure that we're pacing out some of the stunning and crowd control elements. There's a lot of things that need to kind of dissipate when you're constantly trying to smack against them versus getting them down and then fleeing. That's the right thing to do. If you try and stick around, the idea is that you're done for. So that's what we're going to lean into.
You stick around, he's going to kill you.
Everything we can to make sure all these numbers are in the right place, and people are going to try really hard to go against it. And of course, just because it's that type of experience, but I feel confident that we're ready to make this a lot more nuanced in how it's being done, and give Michael the power he deserves, so that he doesn't feel like he's worried to go against people. Like that should never be the thing. A killer in this should be, Michael Myers should be powerful and know that if I'm approaching this and I'm doing the right things, I'm going to get them. If they try and come and group up and attack me, I'm going to have things at my disposal to combat that and make sure I can.
Well, I hope they get that sorted, because that's what spoiled Friday the 13th, the old buddy system, bullied him and squatted up and just battering him. If they sort that out for this, it'll make the game last longer.
And then be very, very focused on catching anything post-launch and making sure that we're aligning the balance of this entire game, as well as this specific aspect, to really embody a terrifying, powerful, and just ruthless Michael Myers.
Yeah, we want to ensure that Michael stays scary. And in a lot of our playtests, you can tell who's playing Michael a bit more, because it starts to get really scary when they hone in on that kit and they start leveraging all of his different abilities and setting up these moments and putting pressure and then using other abilities to get themselves out of sticky situations. There's a lot of tools at Michael's disposal to make sure that he's unpredictable and he's scary and he's powerful. And yeah, we are very aware of the kind of, the previous history with bully squads. And I think people are going to be pretty excited about Michael's kit. Jordan, we have one more question for today's stream before we get on out of here. I want to give a huge shout out to everyone who hung out live on twitch.tv/illfonic, everyone who submitted their questions. Again, everyone who's just been sharing all this energy and excitement for this game, because I think our team is very excited about what we're working on, and we need to get back to work on getting this thing ready to rock for launch. Do you have any parting words with our community before we run this last question?
Excited for this last one. I mean, yeah, I've kind of touched on everything, but I'm excited. We're heads down over here, really doing everything we can to make sure that what launches is
well. What they said, if they are doing what they're saying, and
really
and they actually get it sorted,
so many
this game could be the best asymmetric horror game ever made. And I hope it is, because we need a game that's going to last a long time and preferably beat Dead by Daylight.
It sounds like we're kind of running around on different things, but there's a lot here to process that will be just I'm so excited for seeing people actually interacting, hearing the prox chat go off, like hearing people just
the prox chat. People want to know it had proximity chat in it, and he's just giving it away. It has.
I can't put words.
He says in a minute, you just give it away. What somebody has, it has got proximity chat.
Yes,
thank you everyone, I see a lot for seeing that
you've got to have proximity chat.
The type of game
you can hear the people and
getting excited and
like it was in Friday the 13th.
That we're going to be able to do and the things you will be able to do in this game. It's going to be so much fun.
Yeah, and as Jordan touched on, I see some people in the chat asking about this. Yes, proximity chat will be in this game. We're very excited about its implementation. We know it's a fan favorite feature, and so that will be available.
Yep.
And now, Jordan, our final question comes from Snow S54. And they ask, will Michael Myers be able to drive cars / vehicles in Halloween the game? And for this one, we are just going to let the clip do the talking for us. Take care, everyone.
Thank you very much.
Afternoon.
And we'll see what happens here.
Next time.
Here we go.
Goodbye.
Here comes a car. Who's driving the car? It's Michael. Right, people, as you can see there, Michael Myers was driving the car, and I said it must be only single player. I don't think you could do it in multiplayer, otherwise Michael Myers will be jumping in cars and killing everybody. So my opinion is it'll only be single player. So I hope you enjoyed that. That was the Q&A development team from illfonic, and I'll give my opinion to what they said. And if you like it, please subscribe and like it on the channel. There will be some TikTok videos made of it. So I'll see you all on the next Halloween game video. See you soon.